What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Leading with Vulnerability YouTube channel, video podcast, audio podcast. For those of you who tuned into the last video that showed kind of the equipment breakdown and the equipment I use to produce the podcast, we're going to go into kind of the studio version of that and show you how I set everything up, what I use to edit the video and the audio for both the video podcast and the audio podcast. So we're here, we're in the studio, also known as my bedroom, right? And everything that I do for editing, I do on either my Alienware R5 17 laptop, a 17-inch screen laptop. This is a beefy machine. It's got some weight to it. It's not something I carry with me if I go on the road and do a shoot. And I have an external monitor off of a screen here so I can run dual monitors for my editing. If I go on the road and I'm doing stuff, I bring my smaller Dell laptop. This Dell G7 does everything I need to, has a good video card. Both of them do, so I can run Adobe Premiere, which is what I edit everything in. I'm part of the Adobe Cloud. I use that for creating my thumbnails, doing all my editing for photos and videos. Yeah, there's a price that goes along with it, but it's good quality. They're always updating their stuff, and you get a lot with the cloud membership that can help you produce something. So that's what I use for editing. For sound, I am part of Artlist, is the name of the program that I use. It's a license. They give you a license to the music and the sound effects that they have on their website, and that's where I get all my music or sound effects that I use for intros and outros and stuff from Artlist. Again, a paid service, but it's a great service to use if you're going to produce a lot of content, and you got to have some sort of background sound to fill in some B-roll or whatever. That's what I use in that space. And this is just do everything right here from my desk. From here, I'll get up, I'll walk you around a little bit. I'll grab the GoPro, I'll show you the setup, how everything's set up. I'll show you why I carry those bungee cords with me and a little bit more detail about the process of setting up and how we do the podcast. Again, for those of you who haven't checked out the video podcast, Leading with Vulnerability, go check it out, please. Some good stuff on there. And if any of you have editing and audio tips for me, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm learning. And from here, we'll get up and we'll walk around and see all the equipment and close this out. All right, as you're watching me set up this studio in the time-lapse mode, I just want to give a couple quick pointers. Make sure you take your time, create some sort of list or checklist that you go by, because there's nothing worse than getting into post and going in there and realizing you didn't turn on your microphone or your camera was out of focus or the battery wasn't charged. I've been there for all of those things that I just said. So slow down. It's uncomfortable when you're interviewing somebody and they're standing there watching you set up, but you got to take your time because you don't want something to go wrong, because you probably only have one shot at this to get it right. So biggest thing I advise you to do is slow down, get it right the first time, so it'll save you a heartache in the end. Okay, we got everything set up and we're ready to record. It takes about 10 minutes to set up everything to be ready to record. You can probably see in the time lapse I had a little bit of help from couple of the kiddos there as I was setting everything up. I told you earlier I use this bigger tripod to set up a boom arm for my microphone. I am a freak about redundancy. I like to have redundancy in systems, and I wanted to get this Rode shotgun mic in the best position possible to record the best audio possible. I don't have a microphone boom mic yet, so I use this bigger tripod with some bungee cords. You see, this here is actually what the light is meant to go on, but I use it to put this microphone on, and I just have a longer cable that I run from the microphone over to the Canon M50. So I just get better audio in case something happens to the recorder. I have the best audio I can get to use either for editing in post or to use as primary if I had to, if something went wrong with my primary audio. So then I have the lights that I spoke about. I have the lights on one of my extra little monopods that I have. Put the light over here. I have a light over there on another camera tripod. That's not the tripod that comes with that light. So again, just some extra tripods and stuff laying around are always helpful. And I just got some books to stack it up and bring it up. It doesn't matter what everything looks like off camera because you're not going to see it. So you just set it up the best way you can to make it work. And then I have the screen here. I put the screen up so it covers up, the dressers and some of the stuff from the bedroom studio. Put it there. Just makes a little block for it. Makes it a little bit more appealing when you're watching videos. I got the cameras set up over here. The primary camera, alternate camera, and my tertiary camera. I run 3 cameras. So I got the M50 here wired into the shotgun mic. I have my iPhone as my secondary camera, and I've got it into the Deity Duo mic, and I've had to use this as a primary before when I bumped the autofocus on this, and it was in manual mode and the video was way out of focus, and I had a problem. I was using the Canon app before I had the remote for this because of the 30-minute time limit. The Canon app crashed. I wasn't able to push record again. I was doing everything on my own. So again, I had to go to my backup iPhone as the primary video for that podcast. And then third, I have my GoPro down here. And that's my third option if I need more video, or if I want to put it at a different angle, I use the GoPro. So I have redundancy and everything so that if I only have to shoot once, hopefully. Because it's hard, you got to schedule with guests and do the timing and get it right. And if you travel, you just want to have redundancy in case something goes wrong to do it. But here we are, we're set and we're ready to record. So that's kind of the setup process and how it looks for the Leading with Vulnerability video podcast. We'll set behind here. I'll show you what it's like behind the mic and record a little bit with the M50. And then so you can see what it sounds like, see what it looks like when I have a guest there, and how I set everything up. So I'll shut down the GoPro here, and we'll move over to the mics again, to the Zoom mics and the recorder, and I'll show you the last little bit of my setup and process video. So there you have it. We're set up. We're ready to record a podcast. I got 3 of my little helpers here that helped me set up the studio. Most of you guys know them and met them. If you haven't met them, we have another YouTube channel called Making Ruts. You can go check out and watch some of our family travel videos. But this is basically the setup. When I have a guest in here, I have the shotgun mic above us to gain the extra audio, the backup audio. I put up the script and the questions up on the screen so we can both see them. And I usually put a timer up on the computer screen so I can see the time and I know when to push record when I get to that 30-minute record minute for my 30-minute record limit for the M50. But thanks for all of you that watch this, and maybe you learned something, and hopefully you'll get down in the comments and teach us something. And make sure you go to the Leading with Vulnerability podcast and listen to it and give us a like and share and subscribe. And if you feel moved to help us keep continuing on this journey, head on over to our Patreon page and get on there. You can get some swag depending on what level of Patreon you could become. Appreciate you guys listening. Girls, you got anything to say? I can't get them to be quiet when I'm not recording, and then when I push record, they go plumb shy on me. What do you think, Mav? You gonna tell them? Mama. Say podcast. Podcast, Mama. Dad. What do you got, Darby? Hi. How was your day today? Good. Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like I said, if you got any pointers for me, leave them in the comments. I'll link the equipment that I use in the comments, and we'll see you on the next Leading with Vulnerability video podcast or audio podcast. See you later. Bye.
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 Bye. Nice to see you.